Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz. It is May 7, 2017. It is 11:15 p.m. in Birmingham. Topic, right now, this moment, prophecy being fulfilled right before our very eyes. In Revelations 8:8, Revelations chapter 8, verse 8. First, let me tell you what John saw. I'm going to skip a little bit of this, but what he saw was the amount of fish in the sea that was being killed. A third of the creatures of the sea, a third part of the creatures in the sea and the life that was in it died. Now, let's go over and look at another thing. Guess what the USGA just found? Do you have any idea? The USGA just found the largest active volcano on Earth. Recently, just found it, and its size is the size of the state New Mexico. Guys, how many volcanoes are there in Oregon? A dozen? How many are there in the state of Washington? 6, 7? You have Rainier, the biggest. Mount Rainier. And in Oregon, what do you have? You have one that just popped its cork not too many years ago. But what I'm getting at, look at the size of these volcanoes. These things at the base may be at best 2 or 3 miles, maybe 4, maybe 5. But when you have one the size of an entire state, then how in the world can anyone overlook it? The USGA just found the largest active volcano on Earth recently. Its size is the size of the state of New Mexico. How could an active volcano so large be overlooked? Easy, because it is in the Pacific Ocean. It's between California and Oregon coast and Japan, and it is active right now, today. Revelations chapter 8, verse 9, and the third part of the creatures that were in the sea and had life died. This includes seabirds, people, that you see hanging around these crab fisher boats that's coming out of Alaska, usually in the Bering Sea. The Bering Sea has not been affected, not yet. We're talking about the Pacific. Now, the other parts of the oceans and seas around the world, we see most of the dying in the warmer waters so far, except for the Pacific. If you remember some years back, someone found an extremely large amount, and I can't call the name of this squid. They had a particular name, but it said that it's odd because these squid rarely work them ways, that their ways, well, they said in the colder waters. But keep in mind, deep waters between here and Japan are kind of warm when you go deep. But these things came into cold waters. Something ran them into cold waters. What was that? Well, it was the tide that brought them. What killed them? It was the underwater volcano that is spewing deadly chemicals that killed them. Do not blame Fukushima for all the dead sea life that you're seeing washing up on our beaches in California and Oregon, Washington, and up through Alaska. Again, the Bering Sea, where you see the crab fishermen going out on this TV show on channel 278 on DirecTV, that has not been hit yet. But you wait until they go out there and they're pulling up empty baskets that have no crab in them. And that's going to be next. Guys, this is underway right now. But let me tell you where this is leading. As we see the fish dying and food shortages, we see volcanoes, a record number that's erupting right now today, worldwide, a record number, an alarming number. And we see floods. And what happened here, just the last 4 days, it absolutely destroyed Arkansas, Missouri, and there's no telling. I haven't heard a report what happened downstream on the Mississippi River, but cities, I don't mean cities, I mean towns, communities. I'm talking about country towns along the river that did not flood when the Mississippi ran over its banks, did flood last week. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they did flood. Where 6 foot was a flood stage in a certain city or a certain town, the water was 19 foot above that 6 foot. Never could they have dreamed that that would have happened, but it did. Storms, wars, disasters, famines, and more. These things that's biblical are coming to pass, in each fulfilling a prophecy. There are 500 prophecies to be fulfilled in the end days. Now keep in mind, these 500 are being fulfilled right now. We may have 400, maybe 425 left to be fulfilled. But keep in mind, when Christ returns twice, he will stop in the sky the first time and remove his church. That will be a number of prophecies, like in 2 Corinthians, and where is it? I got it down here. I'm sorry. But 2 Corinthians and being fulfilled. And then you have the return of Christ at the end. There's going to be another 100 prophecies fulfilled right there. But in the meanwhile, prophecies are being fulfilled every single day. And I mean, some days there are 2. And with these floods, these storms, these disasters and famines, and more that the Bible or that's biblical is coming to pass with fulfilling prophecy, again, 500 are being narrowed down sharply, and we may be at 400 today that needs to be fulfilled, and most are the return of Christ. Fulfilling prophecies are full steam ahead and underway right now before our very eyes. All these things we're seeing today are leading the world into a new world order because of, and the need for. Now, this is where I'm going to stop, because when I pick this up, you're not going to believe what it's in the need for. And I'm going to tell you what that is. And because I'm breaking these blogs up so I can give you a clearer picture of what's going on. So I'm going to end this one and get it uploaded and go to another. Jody Wolf Expoz.